All right, let's see. I'm actually live for one. Give a little movement here. JR, welcome in. Not much, man. Trying to get something set up, trying to do live. I'm trying to work on live at the same time is really awkward. I'm gonna be working, so I'm not gonna be able to attend chat very much. Doesn't it's not my thing. Probably, maybe if I can squeeze it, be live like an hour or so. Right? Like I'll have to step over here occasionally and prop the camera back up. Get this tightened down just a little bit so it holds itself. All right, so what I'm going to work on doing. West Coast, welcome in. I'm going to try and get this rear axle off of here. I got to find some blockage or whatever to put it up on. Be right back. Got to find a couple pieces to be able to get this rear end up off a little bit. All right, it's pretty much what I have on the other one. Concrete block and some wood blocks. Now if I can just get it all to cooperate with me. And by the way, see a belt off real quick. Which I'll have to be getting a different size belt more than likely. Right. Looks like it's a little bit in the way. But overall shouldn't hurt too much. And I think this ought to be enough. Yeah, that should lift it. See all this now. I mean, that's high enough, but that doesn't take anything away. What we got? What we got? Welcome in. One second. That wasn't fun. All right. 1 second. Be right. Part of what I and give me like 10 minutes of it. All right, come back for now. Yeah, it would be winter. Most of that brush and stuff is well, big old briar patch. Got a bunch of honeysuckle vine and sapling stuff. And behind it, got a couple of vans that have been there for quite a while. Used as storage. That stuff I'm trying to work on getting cleared out here pretty soon too, because we're going to try and get all this area up here cleared out, so we can try and give hopefully possibly a shed or something up there, workspace. And orgasm. All right. Now, get this down. I need to get the clips off and the axle off. Go and get the bolts off, drop Ryan's axle, and then see about getting the bar for the shifter out of here. See about getting in the other one. Is everybody coming out? You hang out, sit around, keep each other entertained. Try and keep the chat clean ish. And I'll check in as I can. All right, where's the pliers? I guess screwdriver work. And there might be some bolts. There we go. This time I already had off before. Back on so I can move it over here. So, of course, it's easy to remove. This other tire, I'm not expecting to come off as easy. It looks like they put some kind of extra brackets. That's not. Well, I guess those bolts are loose or something, because that's got a lot of play in it. Definitely not ideal. Okay. This one don't have a clip or anything on it, and it looks like it's ready to come off. Let me get my little 2x persuasion here. All right. There's that one. Okay. That bushing's completely shot. Good thing it was just a spacer, not an actual axle. I hope. All right, now socket. And size is that? I don't know. Guess so. No. All right, so 1/2 inch. Probably should work on getting brake linkage and stuff like that disconnected first, so that when I get the axle to release, it can just drop like all that stuff did. All right, let's. All right. There's that. And I was barely hanging in there. I wasn't the last person to work on this thing, by the way, so I don't know what's loose and what's not. This was basically a parts mower that was donated to me. So looks like part of it's been taken apart. It's off there. That don't want to come off of there. Okay. A little extra persuasion here. boy. All right, that looks like a job for the old PD blaster. All right, well. All right, sorry about random. Welcome in. What is it really? It's going to be an off-road. I don't know, off-road toy. Basically, turn a lawnmower into a four-wheeler, so I can access other parts of the property. So I can include some bushcraft stuff in content. Thank you for coming in, Munchie. Thank you for hitting the like. All right. Let's see if I can get this on it. Maybe get that to break free. All right. Little P, a little extra persuasion works every time. All right, so brake linkage disconnected, front mounts disconnected. Guess I could probably remove that. The shifting linkage, whatever. Wow, I'm not sure what it's actually called, so I just make up names. All right. Let's see, let me feel that one go. Oh, come on. Ow. Really? Mm. There we go. All right. These back on so I don't lose them. Okay. Now, their bolt here and their two bolts here, and your transaxle on the back should drop. Yep, drop out of position here. All right, one more. There we go. So those. Oh boy. I got more to worry. So those are put in because put together properly. Hold on. All right, so Deborah Levin. Alexander, welcome in. Going okay. So this rear transaxle got a couple more issues than I thought it would. Not anything I can't overcome or put back together. Let me give you a for instance. As you can see with this one, there's a little spot right here within it. It's a nice little round thing. That's where you'd have pushing or bearing, and you'd have a clip in there that together where the axle don't come out, right? This is a little bit. I'm not going to do that. Look at this one. Right here, outside of the block, is that bushing. So, being this outside, there's no clip on it. I can grab the axle and I can pull it out. The axle itself, fine. So basically, what they did is they cut these little pieces of stuck outside. They put that on to hold it in instead of putting it back in the way it's supposed to be. It works. It's an idea. It's not suited what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to be able to take that apart, see what's going to take to get these things back together properly. And that's going to determine whether I can use this transaxle. That's not desirable. What I'm doing. First, take the transaxles off of. I have other, 6 or 7 speed. So in the long run, I'll something out. This is what I get for hoping, hey, it'll be halfway easy. The other one, good. Blinds aren't up. The axle ain't worn. I mean, it did work. That's also not. Okay. very, very not a desirable outcome. So those are all, I'll have to move that. I got to move this. These are all Torx bits. Hopefully it doesn't require me ordering a bunch of new parts. But like other, let's try. They come off just as this did. Not good. If anything, this is a definite. Take this off and try one on it to make sure it fits. Which I doubt I'll get this off because I don't have the right pliers for it. I don't have any the snap ring, split ring pliers. I can derive something. Need a couple, a block of wood. And I'm probably gonna need a bunch for that. But just to get this thing apart, it's gonna take some time. Don't think I have for this live. So, what else I can work on? Definitely not to run into. Not welded together, it doesn't. I don't really have workspace. And as far as tying jigs, I don't know yet because in previous videos I was saying that the shed that I was doing all my stuff in, my lead pouring, we had to put a bunch of stuff in there for storage, and that's always my luck. Every time I get a little piece of something carved out for myself, it gets taken on. So I went out, just that with my own money, set it up by myself, no help, and everybody jams their stuff in it. It's a cheap shed, but I bought the stuff when I could buy the stuff, and now I can't buy anything. So I get another one. Right? Yeah. Too awful burn. But I may do some jig tying indoor. Don't know yet. I mean, I can sit in the living room late at night before. Like I said, parts, no. I have carpage, but not anything I'm willing to deal with to try and set up for this. Think of other stuffage I can do. That can come off. I won't be utilizing it right now. You know, turn this, and I'm going to the across the rear end of this thing, the shifting mechanism for that. The truck, I still got to under there figure out how to get the axle to swing loose from a little bit so I can get the shackle out and get the new shackle in. I have a couple other things on it, and I'm not sure if there's an issue yet. I hope not. But if not, that's going to require more work. But truck's nice. It starts, it runs. It hasn't moved in since I got it here, really. Just because I want to go do some more. I don't want to jinx myself and mess it up any further. I want to get it fixed. I want to get it back on the road. I want it replaced or dropped out all replace the filters, replace the fluids, drop a bit more, clean the bed out. I mean, that's about it. Yep. Awesome, Alexander. Thank you. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad truck. I already knew, rode in it before. I already knew, fresh off the showroom floor. Knew it was going to need some work. I'd already talked to the person I bought it from and let them know that was, and it's still fine. So it just needs some work. And between everything else, like our pressure tank and everything in our well that we just went through and replaced everything here recently because the flood messed up our pump. Now all that, it's a well house, right? Built way back when, like 70s, something like that. So rock building, all that stuff. And it had a trough down into the ground like 15, 20 feet because it's a natural bubbling, boiling artesian well. So above that trough, we have a table set up. On top of that table is a pressure tank and all that good stuff. And then it's got a roof over the top. Well, vines growing over, inclement weather, blah, blah, blah. The roof has started to fail. It's gotten in along with the flooding recently. It's gotten a hole that is holding everything up, and that table's fallen through, and our pressure tank is hanging almost down in hell. So we tear all that up. We have to rebuild all that when we can. So, the car here, it hasn't. The tires been wearing fast, and it's because instead of tire riding straight and true, one side rides in. So this side trying to push this side off the road while this side's fighting to stay on the road, and it's just shredding it's a Taurus. It's a unibody construction. The rear axle is not a rear axle. It's got two arms that stick out like this. Well, it's been in a previous accident. So one of the arms is supposed to be like this is actually that. It's curved. And that makes the wheel turn in. So I got to try and fix that. It's one thing after another. Everything's turning into a huge financial drain. Yeah, I mean, car runs and drives, truck runs. They just need some TLC. Heck, this mower, it was running. I drove down out here for a little bit, and yeah, everything kind of gave stopped working on the carburetor fast because most people know mowers don't go that fast. They're not geared properly or properly. I don't know what you call it, but this thing will be once I get down with it. One way or another, even if I have to use that automatic transaxle, which I don't want to, but even if I have to use it, it'll work out and it'll be faster than stock. Wayne, welcome in. Um, I had more plan to do, but running into that hiccup with that transaxle definitely knocked some wind out of the sails. Left me at a point of what the hell. Um, just off screen a second here. Let me get my tobacco devices. So what's everybody been do? Anybody got any? Well, I'm sure people got questions, but anybody got any comments, thoughts? As far as mower build, when anybody lives local and wants to help, they can stop by and help. Same with the truck, same with the car. But I'm an engineer. I'm also redneck engineer. My thoughts on, I forgot what it's called, that holds the thing, the rear axle piece, whatever. Um, One, unibody. There's no frame. I can't put a jack underneath it and just lift it up and do what I want to do. It's structurally set up for that. Don't have a left. I don't. But if I could get it up, get that arm off, I probably straighten it more than maybe heat and straight, whatever. I could even grind down a little and weld something on to make it more true. These are things I can do. I know I can do. But I don't know if it's something that is a should do. That is, I don't know if it's going to affect the performance. I don't know if it'll hold it or mess it up more. Of the implications of doing it. So without knowing all that, I cannot justify that it is smart to do. If you understand what I'm saying. Because I can engineer my way through a lot of stuff, but I also have to justify the end result is going to be what we want. I mean, in my mind, yes, it all works. It all goes together. It doesn't impede anything. There's nothing to it. I'm not the manufacturer of the car. I don't know what supports what, where, why, how. I'm not mechanically inclined when it comes to a vehicular motive of transportation on that size. Now, I used to do a lot of small engines when I was a kid. I had all the books and manuals and stuff. I used to sit around and build small engines. I used to build go-karts, all kinds of stuff. I was a little kid. Since then, I mean, I graduated. I went to the military, deployed. I factories, I've worked warehouses, I've truck drove. So it's not like I have all memorized. I don't have the spark plug gaps memorized. I don't have the magneto gap memorized. I don't have, remembrance or knowledge of who sells what where anymore like I used to. I don't have those connections. Like whenever I was younger, I know who, I could walk down the road, talk to a friend of mine, and be like, hey, I need all the gaskets to rebuild a 5 horsepower Briggs and Stratton. Boom, I'd have it in a couple of days. I know I can get online now and order it. I can't guarantee how long it's going to be when it gets here. And I can no longer guarantee that what you see or ordering online exactly what you're ordering online. And I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about Amazon and everybody else nowadays. They have a picture, you order it, thing from that picture is what comes in the mail. It's usually the wrong thing anyway. So I don't know. Too much scam, too much people trying to make a buck off everything else. If you guys have had that, what are you anyway? I don't want to hit it because it'll probably be some kind of AI bull crap. But I don't know if you've had any experience trying to order stuff and getting the complete opposite from what you ordered. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my older age, I trust a little more and don't work out. Anyways, they're having a tobacco break. And then I'm going to move over mower. So I'm going to try and get the little rod out of the back that would shift gears on the transaxle. Because no matter what, whatever transaxle probably is not going to use that same shifting bar. So I need to get it out of there. My chat's frozen. Are you all done with silence? We go, we go, we go. You guys all went silent. So also need to get the motor removed, get it somewhere, keep it covered. I want to clean it up a little bit. I'll look it up online, check the spacing for the magneto. The spark plug's good, and it's got good fire to it. I gotta get the carburetor. The exhaust the way it is, but I also like the way people drop them out, bring them out the back or off the side. I don't know if I do a custom exhaust or if I'm going to just utilize the same exhaust that's on it. I still have to get the wiring and stuff redone here, changed over to what that one is, and then see if it's actually going to operate the way it needs to. Like if that switch works, and if it does, then that saves me some money, saves me some headache. That ignition in this. That's not good. I don't know how or why, but some of the moisture on my phone. It's raining. Moisture was on the tripod because I left the tripod out here from the last time. All right. Turn this way a little bit so I can scream at that. So if you guys can think of anything, any questions, have, go ahead and ask away. Comments, questions, thoughts, feelings. By the way, have Christmas to everybody. Okay. Kind of odd to see state highway patrol rolling around out here, but for anybody who's seen the cut that I when I was last time, kind of showed it. You get to see the cool part that got deleted, but laying my entire knuckle open on a sharp part of the transaxle. Back mountain, welcome in. But that's healed up pretty nicely. It was a really sharp piece, a really clean cut. I pushed it back together, super glued it pretty, and it healed pretty quick. I'm glad that I do still heal at a decent rate. I slow down as you get older, but that hasn't yet. And I'm not sure how many of you people watch or have watched people do these type of mower builds, or how many people out there have done them before. But most of my research from watching people, on, I mean, the only one I can really remember the name of is Redneck. He's done several builds. The son. Well, there's other people I've. And I mean, they do some crazy builds, but they have the ability to actually lay out manufacture pieces and parts, and I don't have that. I have some basic tools. I have a welder. I have an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, and about the only thing I have for like angle iron or anything else is bed frames, which isn't the best to use, but it'll work for what I'm doing. Thank you, Scotty. Nice to see you in. I was going to try and catch your the Sunday night bites, and As I sat down to jump on, people come walking in, stuff started. I didn't know really. I caught Burko last night. It's hard for me to find time to sit and catch anybody anymore. I'll hop in for like 2 minutes. There's a lot of times I'll put on somebody's live and I'll go do what I got to do. Like I'm in there. I didn't say anything, but I was there. Well, that's Christmas Eve. Thank you, thank you. I got turkey and the ham defrosting right now. Going to put the turkey on like later tonight, or if I'll just start it early in the morning tomorrow. Probably as early in the morning tomorrow. Cyro, welcome in. Turkey, ham, pumpkin pie, apple pie, sweet potatoes, green bean roll, you know, all the whole mix. The same stuff we had for Thanksgiving. Luckily, they've made complete meal supposedly for 10. Pretty affordable. To Walmart and stuff like that, and they have all the stuff for what they call a meal for 10, and you can get it for around 40. So yeah, it's been a minute. So I've been trying to back around, but just so much stuff. So much stuff. And I want a mower. And when I dropped the Transact out, I ran into a problem that I can't fix right now, right here. Um, I could crack the transaxle open, but I don't want stuff getting in it while I'm waiting for stuff. So I need to figure out if I want to use that transaxle, if I want to use transaxle. So like I said, I got 2, 3, got at least 3 or 4 other mowers here that I can snag a transaxle from. My options are open. Matter of fact, this transaxle I was pulling out is only a 6 speed. I do have a transaxle over there and another mower that is 7 speed. Not like it's going to benefit me one way or another. It's just cool to have options. I mean, I would love to be out fishing, but yeah, as I've said, I'm still vehicular grounded further now because the car issue. And then, real good friend of mine for years, like first met him, and he was substitute teacher or substitute bus driver, and yeah, he's had an auto body shop for years, and tiring. So get a hold of him right now for pieces and parts. Give me 1 second. This guy got people pulling up. Yes, it still uses straight gas. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna try and get that bar back. I'm going to use a wrench because I don't have the right size socket. So the right size socket is for the drill. One side, oh, one side shaft that the socket's on, whereas for this I have an adapter, so I can use different sockets for this, even though it's going to be the smaller one, which I don't know where that ratchet went. Luckily, I do have ratcheting wrenches. All right. That's broken loose. All righty. That's still is. There it is. Come on. Shit. That does require a little further persuasion. Still not what I wanted you to do. Still not what I wanted you to do. Okay, that's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. It's moving. That's good. Get the old PB blaster. That'll provoke it to move faster. soak in a second. That's kind of cool. All right. Thank you. All right, that came out fairly easily. I'm not really sure how much more I can do, to be honest. At the same time, wanted to get a live in because I ain't been live in a while. I ain't been able to ensure you guys that I didn't pass away or something in between. Like basically for Jeremy, welcome in. Thank you for that transaxle. Main reason why I'm not going to break it down right now, if I can fix it, it's sealed by gasket. I do not have a gasket to replace it. I don't have the liquid gasket that a lot of people use. I do not have any way of resealing that transaxle if I pop it open right now. So I will not be popping it open right now. The one side of the axle should be pretty easy because it still has a little collar on it. It should slide right back into to go. It does not. You need to see if I can that straighten back out. I don't know if you can really see the camera, but yeah, you can. This end isn't exactly straight, So trying to run this up on it don't exactly work right now. Our dog's lead that pulled on and see if I can't kind of coax it back straight so it works again. Man, I really wish that when I hit this little snafu on this axle, I would have been still having something to actually do instead of stand here and try. I'm looking pretty. Boy, pretty. I'm looking pretty confused. Uncle's been rather nosy. And like I was kind of saying earlier, one of the reasons for building out this off-road mud mower build is I live on a mountain, well, acreage, farm acreage, and there's several places to be able to get to, but that are getting to it. You know, the paths, roads, and stuff are out, washed out, overgrown. If I had a four-wheel drive vehicle, that would work, kinda, even those get stuck. A mower, even if it gets stuck, it's light enough I can just kind of pick it up and out. So, but I want to find an area where I can start doing, bushcraft, survival skills, you know, build, primitive build. I want to start doing that to incorporate into my channel too. And without ways of accessing, I mean, I can walk there. Do need the exercise, but they're setting everything up, doing video. Yeah, that's an all-day process. But once I get this thing built, then I can access those areas, and then I'm going to be bringing a whole new genre that I can do some builds or whatever. I don't really know what y'all want to see. For the first thing I want to do, try and put up a little, kind of like a lean-to cabin type thing, up as in like a hunting, kind of like a little half wall with a roof over it, nature built, no dimensional lumber, cordage, natural materials. Because I know that. Hey, welcome in. I know a lot of people like the hunting and everything. To hunt, people like to hunt. We have people that come over. Like my uncle invites people over every year that come up and they do whole camp and beer camp. But I want to actually have something kind of built, something kind of nice for if I come over. Like I can offer people the ability to come over and hunt. I cannot offer you unless you like build, or tent, whatever you want to stay in. Like, you set up somewhere, pull a camper in, uh, bring a generator for power or whatever. Like you do that. I wish I could offer more accommodation, but I do have hunting land at, I mean, isn't really that highly used. It is used every year, but not that highly. I have right back this way, back up and behind the house here. I've had, well, all up until deer season, had about a pointer. It would literally come up to the back door, walking through the, the back here, all up over in here, field, like all over the place. I don't know. I did hear a couple gunshots during the season. Don't know if somebody got him or not, but I haven't seen him since. So, and I put a lot over some deer meat to contribute to the freezer because I didn't get anything. And it out, you know, as much as I wanted to. So at least I got a little bit of deer meat in the freezer. And as far as hunting here, it's not really spending anything on deer tags. I have plenty more than enough acreage I put in for landowner tags. So, and being that we are the landowner, able to fill them, we're not going to fire. That was for several deer, several turkey. They had the time. They really had time to get out and get hunting. That my actual hunting rifle, my brother has to clean it and put it back together for me. Didn't really want him to. He just took it upon himself to do it, and won't give it back now. So don't feel like fighting him. It is what it is. He's Mister Always got to have everything. Nobody else can have everything. Oh, woe is me though. Be nice. Anyway, yeah, my actual hunting rifle is with him, but I do have use of an 8mm Mauser, which will take down any deer we got. So I do have a rifle to hunt with. It's the one I grew up hunting with. I mean, mine was only a Mosin Nagant, so and I think he wanted it because it had a vet and it had parts on it that he needed for his. But every time I talk to him, oh yeah, I still got it apart. I ain't put it back together yet. It's just a crack in my screen. Been live for an hour and a half. Got 5 people in, 25 likes. It's all. Like I said, wish I had a. Wish I could still be working on this dang thing, but I'm at a point right now that much more I can do. We'll be doing maybe something. disconnecting all the wiring harness and stuff, and seeing about possibly getting this engine off the frame. Yes, got a little bit of weight to it. I'm in Missouri. I'm in southeast Missouri. If you watch Scotty with Fun Fishing, I live an hour south of him. And if Mike with MVP, I live 2 hours south of him. You watch Josie J, hour south of her. Rustic, I'm away from. Ever loving outdoors, because there's ever loving Dean and there's ever loving outdoors. I am 4 or 5 hours south of him. Well, southeast of him. Kind of close to a few other streamers, but and then Jeremy McIntyre, I think his last name was. I'm not sure how far away exactly. I know he said before, but I know he lives here in the state too. Close. Reasonably close. Oh, yeah. My son's getting ready to go play some Borderlands 4, which wish they'd bring that console over here. Let me try it. I like the Borderlands series. Video games, if you guys are not up on what that is. I don't know if the music was heard from the vehicle or not, but yeah, music going. Don't want no strikes. All right. Let me get down here and take a look at the wiring, see what all I can and what all I want to disconnect. I mean, I really can't or don't want to disconnect much of anything until I can get this other starter tried out. I know there are a few things I can remove and get rid of out of here. this. Then shut off switches, safety switches that I don't need. I mean, safety first, but I don't need a switch to do it for me. You know what I mean? Ugh, maybe not. A little difficult to get a hold of. Okay. That's the wire from my go. There. The light. That looks like a lot of fun. Yeah. Don't actually think there is much more I can do right now. I know before I do another video, anything else, I need to grab my dolly, which is down there. Grab my dolly to get underneath the rear, pull this over there by the table. So I have a little more air, put my tools and stuff up on. I got somewhere for this engine to go once it comes off. And then I can take the whole frame and put it on for doing the welding and everything to keep it straight. So that's stuff I'll probably be doing tomorrow. Other than that, I don't really have much else to say. Much else to do today because of the roadblock I ran into from the transaxle. But I guess thank you all for coming in. Thanks for 25 likes. Pretty good for an hour and 40 minutes, 25. Heck yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and end this live. I got to get inside anyways. I got to get some dishes done. I got to finish making sure the turkey's thawing properly. Got to get some other stuff together to things for Christmas ready tomorrow. Thank you, Scotty. Same to you, man. But like I said, I don't know if I'll be live tomorrow because the fact is, like, it's Christmas. People got stuff to be doing. Even if you stuff you got to be doing, I'm sure you got plans to do something. I don't know. Don't really know about um being live for Christmas, but I plan on doing hopefully a little bit of a video. Maybe even if it's an update of what I'll say, which wasn't much because cooperate. um Hope you all have a good night. Hope you guys have a good holiday. And I'll see y'all later. I forgot it. That's up here. Boop.